don't feel like it happens like incredibly often. Like you can play whole matches or multiple like say pork style. You can do like multiple of your pork matches a season and not ever notice it.
In my experience, it happens probably at least a couple times per game. Like every single time I play,
Mm,
uh, it's pretty common in my experience. But it varies so much between players that like I have
yeah.
no idea what it's like for anyone else.
Maybe it's just based off of who I play more often. That it's less likely to happen.
Okay, we got Kiko. Kiko, does the audio sound good to you? It definitely also could be play style and who you're fighting. Also, just
Oh
being
yeah, for sure.
better.
For
Like,
sure.
just like if you're good at the
Yeah, yeah.
game, you're going to be less impacted by things that make you lose.
It's my
Good.
point.
Yeah. Okay. I've got so much now. It's 5 p.m. Let's get this started. Let me send out an announcement. Announcements. Stream starting now. And then I need. Okay, I will give people a minute to get in before I actually do everything that needs to happen. This. That's not the right thumbnail, but whatever. Okay. So we've got him in. Yeah, I guess I can kick this off with like just how did you even have the motivation to do 60 VODs? And like how'd you
I
even get through
mean,
those?
part of it, yeah, I'm not paying for Sheila's grading. It'd be fun to do, but also, um, like that's how it started. But also, it's just like I don't know. You get going on a grading, and it's just so fun seeing like all the different play styles and like I love how I started grading in the double limb section throughout the course of the cup. You could visibly see people improving at explode and
Yeah.
just ricochets and stuff. It's just kind
Hmm. Yeah. Um, and what was your method? Because I know there was a little bit of controversy, especially earlier on with how people were doing it, right? Some people would really meticulously go over each section of each video. They'd play it slow. They'd go back. They'd watch both sides. And then we'd have some people around who would just, play it on double speed and they'd give more of a vibes based impression or stop whenever they see something. And I don't want to claim one way's the right way, but I personally prefer the idea of people
of.
being really careful. I just understand that that's not always viable. So, sort of, how did you do it, especially later on once you had more experience with VOD reviewing?
I tried a lot of different methods. Like I'm a huge fan of like as making it as objective as possible. So that way like because it feels bad to lose to vibes in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
Um and while yeah, it can make for a good story like the third Shoeless movie that was kind of how he won is he went on vibes. And it made for a good story, but when I'm grading or not grading, when I'm judging, I don't know. I enjoy to try and pick out every notable event that happens and like in my head judge like how easy different ones were, how like unique or like just impressive they were, and like so like I'm not gonna count like a Rube Goldberg the same as like just a normal cube ricochet off of another cube, right?
Okay.
So I try and balance them like that in my head, but generally like variety and um frequency is what I did. At one point I did try. Have you ever played like chess? Like you know the chess evaluation bar on the side?
Yes, yes. I have played chess
I
before.
tried yeah, yeah. I try oh I mean on chess.com it's like that with the bar,
Yeah.
but I tried a system based on that where like I gave like every kind of ricochet or whatever, like ricochet or explode, quote unquote move, like a point value and it, like counted up the points, kind of like how Mageho, I don't know how you say his name, how he did it with finals for the final one. Kind of similar
Okay.
to that.
Yeah. Um. Okay. That's a really good system. I like it a lot because I think it's the most objective. It's really easy to trace why someone won back to a specific couple of choices or play style changes. So that's really nice. But yeah. Man, what was it? And this is more of a personal question than like an interview for anything. I'm just curious. What was it like playing in the Explode card? Like, because you were competing, especially in double in or in the final section, you saw a lot of situations where maybe you'd have to think about like how much do I want to focus on winning versus explode, and do you feel
Oh,
like it? Yeah, do you feel like it was properly balanced, or what else could have been done uh, to bring out the best in Rumblers without completely sacrificing magic or meta?
um, it felt good playing it. Like it was well balanced for the most part. I think I only had one match where it felt too heavy on the meta side, and that was my first match with A Train, and that's just like I think that was just Whiplash going to the AU ping.
Okay.
But for the most part, like it's very the meta and Magic is very well balanced because everyone who's here um wants to try and play Magic because that's how you win. It's a judge tournament.
Yeah.
But how could it be better? Um, I'm not entirely sure because that balance like it can't not exist. Like especially with Explode, where a lot of it can be circumstantial and learning to use your surroundings, you have to play a certain amount of meta to get like an interesting playing field that you can work with, in my opinion. But
Okay. Yeah.
I don't
Um.
know. I don't have any huge ideas on how to balance it better because it wasn't
Yeah.
too bad in my opinion.
I was just asking in case there was something specific because I mean on the host side, uh, it was very difficult to tell how it felt for you guys. Because I can see the result and I can see what people are saying, but when you're actually in the match, those all the different factors of the tournament come together to create a certain kind of pressure uh, that I just wasn't able to experience on my side. Yeah.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna turn to the chat for a second because I've gotten a few messages. Uh, First off, I'd like to say thank you, Musical Memoirs, for thanking me for hosting the Explode Cup. Yeah, it's been a wonderful ride with you guys. It's just been a lot of work, but I'm glad so many people enjoyed it, and we had a lot of fun putting it together. Yeah, all right, and yeah, I think we're about ready to start. Uh, I don't know if too many more people are going to be trickling in, just looking at the analytics on the stream. So I'm ready to go ahead and spin the wheel. It's going to be here. Oh yes, I can screen share on Discord. That's a very good idea. Let me do that. Not OBS. Okay, the Doom Pizza.
The Doom Pizza. I was trying to find the
This,
chat on
oof,
YouTube, but
this is going to be this is nerve wracking for me. I didn't technically I have a listing in there, but if it hits me, I'm just going to circle it again. Uh, yeah. Oof. I don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger on this. So let's do it. And also, yes, I guess I should cover real quick. So the prize, 120, $130. So one shoeless grading, 3 months of level 50. And if you don't want that, you can get instead I can donate that to a charity or you can gift it to others. And if you want, you can split it up however you want. Some amount to charity, some to other people, some to yourself. Doesn't matter. You have a $120 pool to work with, basically. And it goes to whoever wins. And there are special I gifted 10 extra slots to A Train for winning, and 5 extra slots
should
to
be.
Ilion for helping keep the whole thing going. I would have gifted you some for the same, but you've got enough that
No, I
it
have none.
wouldn't do anything. Yeah.
Gotta add some kind of suspense.
And the main way that you get these for anyone coming in later is by judging matches. So that was only in the double or in the finals in the mains, and so in double elim, anyone who judged a match, including competitors, could get entries into the raffle. I believe I did not count it for the last few matches, but that's fine uh, because I didn't want to create any judge bias and have people sort of going for it. I want people only in the final matches to judge because they wanted to, because it'd be the most accurate. So I'm gonna hit the wheel. Oof. All right, let's see. Let's hope we got let's hope it goes well. And yes, to everyone, thank you all for judging anyway. It doesn't matter who wins. Hey,
Congrats to Leon.
goes
Or is
to
that
our
no? That's the
goes to
other.
my good friend
Congrats to
Monkey
Leon.
19 with 16 judgings, which wow,
That was
that's a
fun.
lot. Man. All right. Let me send a quick ping. I don't think he's here with us. He is in the use, so it's gonna be difficult. It would be difficult for him to be
Yeah,
awake
it's not
right
on
now.
right now.
Congratulations. All right, I will get in contact with him. But now we've got more to discuss. So, time for the future of the VHQ. We're gonna take a quick break, and then I will be back. I will be in a Rumble Park, um, and I will have stuff to discuss on that side. I will see you guys in a couple of minutes. Start break. Start. Okay. And then on this side, I'm gonna end the stream for a sec. Luckily, I could keep talking. I'm going to hop into Rumble. I'm going to open a park, private. If anyone wants to join, you are welcome to. You just gotta ask me and be friends. I can send friend code if need be, but just to talk about VHQ, associate projects, um, and Rumble in general. I've got a couple of things to talk about, namely a blog system or like a basically like an article system, so that I can help create more materials for other Rumblers to use, like just basic stuff. I will
Mhm.
see you guys in one sec.
Coming through in Discord. Your voice isn't coming through the stream, by the way. Oh, mine is. Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Okay, everything should be good now. Got the new cosmetics on.
Yep. Now it's coming through.
Get on volatile because come on. Volatile flow. Alright. Gonna host a park, 6 people. Tournament, I guess. Private. Am I forgetting anything? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yes, I am. I need to change my pants. In Rumble. Battle suit, blower. I want to try out the Gamson pants, and there's no better place to do that than right now. Those look like worse joggers. Okay. Well. Alright. Alright, let me get my camera set up somewhere so I can talk to the camera. Also. Oh, geez, there's a very large AU park.
Yeah, Bible study zone right now.
That makes sense. Do it down here. Okay. Really hard to release with index controllers. I just have to wait. Come on. Please. One day. How does this end up looking? Not right. What? How am I not in the frame? That doesn't... I don't understand? This doesn't make any sense. Now I am. Okay, great. It just wasn't working for some reason on one side. Alright. So, the future of the VHQ. I've got a couple things I want to do. So, number one, of course, I am planning on doing an Explode Cup 2 at some point in the relatively near future. So, the way it's going to work is it's going to be player capped. There's going to probably be like a BP limit to entry, and we're just going to take people above that. It's not going to be super low, or I mean super high, but we do want to, you know, keep the numbers reasonable. And then we're going to have a smaller final section, but for the most part, structurally it's going to be the same. You have prelims first, which are going to be pretty big, but we're going to try and rely on no judges, or at least very little judging. And then mains are going to be smaller, maybe only 10, 15 people, probably closer to 10. And then we're going to have judging, but it's going to work a little differently to hopefully minimize the amount of time it takes. And then we're not going to probably have it last quite as long. I have already talked, I'm not actually against the idea of it being a fairly long tournament, but overall I'd like to keep it at most a few months, something a little more in the realm of reasonable, and it will not be happening until probably start of next year. Probably around Christmas break is when I'll start working on it, because I'm about to go to college, so I need to sort of get things off my plate for the time being, but after I'm sort of used to that, I can start working on it again. So yes, I will also be bringing on a larger moderation staff on the next one. Significantly larger, just to help keep things running smoothly and working, because I have no idea how free I'll be, and it turns out I was a lot less free during Explode Cup than I wanted to be. So, more people will help with that. Yeah, what else do I got? Yeah, well, I already teased it a little bit, but I am planning on revamping a lot of VHQ like forums. So I'm probably going to create some locked forums and then just take posts from stuff like Explode Tech and take nice forum posts, reformat them, just make sure they've got like modern visuals, everyone's got a video and they're sort of well structured, and then upload them onto learning forums and expand them. So we've got, you know, a really nice base for all the tech. Here's an example of a ricochet, here's a cannon, here's a trap, and so on, without months of, you know, just random discussion underneath it. So I think that will be very helpful. And besides that, not a whole lot going on the server side, but I also have plans to hopefully release at least one more video talking about volatile and, you know, trying to like sort of expand that reach. And then eventually, and I'm still working on this, I want to create a Rumble forum for like articles, not really like just talking. But the goal is to have a place with hard, permanent links to well-written and, you know, proofread, edited, filtered articles on really broad Rumble topics to help educate beginners or to serve as reference material. So one big thing is going to be like the volatile shiftstone. I'll have something on that, or I'll have something on charge. I'll have something on, you know, just like welcome to Rumble or a Rumble server index. Just anything that helps people learn Rumble or that they can use as reference material for the future. And I think that between all those changes, it'll be a lot easier for people to get into volatile because, if we're being honest, it's one of the harder things to get into. We don't have amazing documentation of what we do, and while I agree and I like our culture of not really relying on like flick style naming conventions and mechanics, we do definitely need to be a little more accessible, at least the way I see it. And so between those changes and Explode Cup 2, um, my hope is I think long term the VHQ is going to grow quite a bit and do very well, especially, as the game continues to grow, or at least as I hope it continues to grow. Yeah, that's about it. Besides that, I very much intend to keep Clip of the Week going and maybe start hosting stuff like weekly parks or a club or something, but that comes down to demand. We'll see how much people want that before we move on anything like that. Um, but yeah, overall, there's quite a bit coming for the Volatile headquarters and sort of associates. But yeah, you've got lots to look forward to. All right.
I'll mention something. You said in an announcement
Yes.
um, the other day you have a tournament in the works, a tiny park hosted No Frills live tournament. You have anything else about that? Like what kind
Yes.
of tournament it's going to be
So
necessarily, or
that is probably not going to be directly related to the VHQ, but it's still in the tutorial or still in like the planning phase. Um, I'm planning to preview it with just 8 people in a park, and it's a mix of a meta tournament and a lot of elements that de-meta it. So it's sort of the first evolution of Explode Cup. It's completely stripping out anything that's going to take time. It's going to be all in one day, as quick as possible, and it's designed to be kind of casual. So this isn't like the next Battle of Champions, right? I'm not looking for an extremely competitive atmosphere with this tournament. It's mostly going to be sort of a fun tournament for people to engage with and to test out new ideas. And the main new idea is one I already mentioned. It's bounties, um, which are going to be randomly assigned and will add a bit of just like excitement and interesting stuff without making it a style tournament. But then also it's going to have shift zone rules. So you can only change shift zones at certain times, only certain ones are allowed in certain combinations, with just some general rules about primary and secondary shift stones. And the goal is, yeah, to be super back to basics. Like, I want more expression than just a basic meta shift stone list tournament, but at the same time, both players are client, and you can't have crazy stone combinations, and it's pretty quick. Matches are counted in rounds, so there's only going to be like 9 rounds, I think, off the top of my head in total. Um, and with a small group in a park like all that, the goal is for it to be a really tiny tournament. Yeah. That I will probably be previewing next month, and if everything goes absolutely perfectly and we don't need to make any changes, I can go straight to the first public one, which will probably also be restricted to 8 people by the month after that. So we're looking time frame, probably end of October, early November. So expect just after Halloween at the earliest, just after Thanksgiving at the latest.
cool, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? What else? What else? Well, I don't got much else. Um, All right. Well, thank you guys all for coming to the stream. I will follow up later on with Monkey 19, get everything taken care of. And I'm going to now go play some matches with Volatile on. Probably not on stream, but I am going to do it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for
you all
having me.
coming in.
I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure how I ended up here, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's been it's been a lot of fun hosting, and Assassinator, thank you so much for all the dedication you've had.
Oh, yeah,
It's
no.
been a whole lot easier with you. Especially, yeah, you and
I had
Ilion
fun
have
doing
been
it. It was fun.
amazing. Oops. Well,
No, definite props to Ilion. Might have ended up like the US West tournament without him.
yeah. All
We've
right.
gotten about for 4 months.
Oh man, wait, is Ilion helping with the US West tournament?
No,
Cormex
no,
or
but it like that one finished a couple months ago, but um, it was just left sitting as a challenge bracket for like 4 or 5 months because Thormac just disappeared.
yeah. You think with 3 accounts he wouldn't disappear so much?
Yep.
Oh well. Yes. That is all. I should probably end the stream. Oh, I guess before I leave, I should respond to a couple comments. Da, 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 da. Hey, you got into the finals musical memoirs, saying, I kind of felt like an imposter getting into the finals. No way. The finals had, or the prelims had their issues, but getting into the finals still required a lot of a lot of skill. And hey, you got in. Now we did have some issues with matches in the finals, but ultimately I don't think there was anything particularly tournament breaking. I think everyone who got there earned it almost entirely.
Yeah, Abathor says that they think the tournament was a bit more style than volley, and yeah, that's definitely true.
That
It
is
had
definitely
a
true.
emphasis on volatile, but it was still a style tournament at heart. You could like
Yeah.
Deserted, for example, not an extremely like prominent volatile player, but still a very well like accomplished style player. Still placed top 5 just because
Oh
of
yeah.
that. Yeah, exactly. They didn't even use volatile for half the tournament.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the exact amounts were definitely miscalibrated a bit. We should have probably focused a little more on explode than anything else, but I do think overall we accomplished our goal of having a tournament focused on explode and volatile style, but that still heavily rewarded just general meta and magic skill. And yeah, I'm hoping, now we've learned Explode Cup 2, we can further refine it, simplify it. That's going to be a big thing. And then, tweak the numbers and make things work a little bit better for Explode users primarily. I think we definitely need to focus a little more on that.
Then you add some sort of deviant matches thing. You'll get Shoeless on, then you'll get like 200 players out of nowhere.
Yeah,
That's the strat. That's the
that's the
strat.
strat. Oh yeah, I think the next tournament's main goal is going to be make Shoeless compete. And I lost a hand. What happened to my hand? Okay. Yeah, if Shoeless competes in our tournament, that's it. Although to be fair, one of his deviant match videos was like the one about hide and seek. No, the one about stubborn with you in it. I think was like
Yeah, yeah.
I was just hearing volatile cup incorrectly named, but that's acceptable. I'll forgive him. Um, Constantly mentioned, and yeah, it was like a shock to the
Oh,
senses
is it
because
on
I'd
Explode
forgotten
Cup?
that it is explode cup. He said volatile cup.
Oh, he did. I did pay attention.
Yeah. Um, where was I? Yes. Seeing that mentioned so much was like, whoa. I forgot that hosting a large tournament impacts the community.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I mean,
sounds
50
really
players is
obvious
not a
coming out of
small
my
amount.
mouth, but yeah, yeah. Especially back then, the community
Yeah,
was a bit smaller than it is
especially
now.
yeah. I mean, right now we have about like 160 active unique players per day, and like if I had to estimate, I'd probably say unique players throughout the week probably about 500.
Yeah,
So a tenth of that starting out to, I mean, 20 isn't huge, but it's not
yeah.
small.
Well, and it was 20 pretty well-known people too. It was only the
Yeah,
finalists,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
So yeah, it definitely made some waves, and I'm glad it did. I think we've mostly accomplished our goal. I think we've spread the knowledge and use of volatile a lot with that tournament, especially in higher levels. But again, as I said, it's hard to tell. However, you know, I think it went well.
Nope.
Yeah. All right. What else? Yes, Bivin. So, let me about Bivin said bounty sound interesting. Let me expound on that a bit because it's very interesting to me. I quite like the system. Again, you got to think of this in terms of a tournament that's a little bit more casual in nature. Like we are specifically trying to avoid making it too serious because this is a tournament for experimenting on new tournament techniques. So it's never going to be Bach. However, in that context, I think it's a lot of fun the way it works. We have a big list like win with one shift stone, win around with went around with no shift stones, went around, like, hit a volatile ricochet, or a Rube Goldberg in the case that I actually wrote down, or, like, hit a flow move or a flick move. We have really specific criteria so that it's easily verifiable, but tons of these, right? Quite a bit, like I think like 20 or 30. And then we randomly select a certain list of them, normalize across the different types so that you don't just get 5 different flick moves per match or per round, and you have that round or that match to do it. And anyone who gets the bounty gets the point, and that's a second way to get score alongside, of course, winning rounds. And because it's park hosted, 9 rounds, you don't have a lot of time to do either. And there's still no way to get a tie, like you can't get the tiebreakers without someone getting bounties. So it will be a lot of fun. Can't guarantee it's going to be an amazing way to determine who the true best rumbler is, but that was never the point.
It sounds kind of like a fun system to use for like, I don't know, just like a server event kind of thing, not necessarily a tournament. Like if there's some sort of incentive for people to go for them, it could be kind of a fun way to just like have a server interact, like say in Volatile HQ or something
Oh yeah.
as well.
I'm not sure how I would do that. I could add sort of like a ping for my like system to ping for explode that's all bounty based though, and all like explode style bounties with like kind of like a challenge system where like each day there's specific things and you can mark, hey, I fought this person, I got this thing, and if they corroborate it, then you get the bounty, and if you get a clip, you get an additional bonus because then we know for a fact you actually did it. I think that could be a pretty fun,
like
pretty
that,
fun
like
tool.
especially like a different daily is not a bad idea. Whatever it takes to keep Rumblers playing Rumble.
Yeah. Huh. I'm definitely gonna have to look into that now. Well, I guess I'll have to retroactively add that to the whole VHQ future stuff. And yes, musical memoirs. I love fun too. That's the idea.
Exactly. Playing Rumble? Yeah. Thor, very true.
Let me see. Yeah, so huh. What next? I don't know. There's just so much to be done for VHQ. It's amazing how many I guess really how much demand there is for just stuff to do with Rumble and alongside Rumble. And it's probably going to start receiving most of my focus because I think I've finally sort of given up on releasing videos on YouTube and I got stuck. Shocking how much work it takes to make a video. I will never be shoeless. I don't get how he does it. It takes so long. So yeah. There's going to be probably a lot more of my effort spent on VHQ and eventually Rumble writing, which I'm hoping goes well. I guess we'll see how much demand there is for it, but I think it should be pretty good. I mean, just looking at the reception of Bob News and Shoeless Gradings and all the other little pieces of written
Didn't think of
content.
it that way. Definitely a good point.
Yeah. It feels like, yeah, people would definitely have a use for that, especially more like with audio. Like Shoeless was doing
Oh
a
yeah,
podcast for
audio
VR.
makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty good. Well, I think that's it. I guess let me make sure. Chambering bounty. Actually, we do have a chambering bounty. We've also got ones in similar vein. We got one for water bending, frost bending, just all sorts. Yeah. I think there was more. I don't remember what else was there in the tournament. Sorry, I wrote the actual rules for that little tournament a while ago, like probably a couple months now. So I don't remember exactly what all's in it off the top of my head besides the main things, the bounty system, the shiftstone rules, and double client and all that. Huh. I don't know.
Float Cup just took so long that you forgot about it.
Yep. Yeah. I guess, yeah, it's been so long, Explode Cup wasn't even over yet when I wrote that. Well, I had a lot of fun with that tournament. Man. I guess I should ask what the interest level is for Explode Cup 2. Like, when would you guys actually want it? Because like, I keep thinking, I should wait this long, I should wait this long. Why not just ask? Like, yeah, if I'm going to do it at some point,
I mean, best way to do that would be to make a poll
yeah,
and announcements or
that's
something.
probably what I'm gonna do. I think it would be good. Plus, I gotta find more moderation for this server first, and more like just more team members. Um,
Yeah, that's fair.
because I'm not doing that, and I had help from Will, of course, but at the end of the day, I was the guy up when things needed to happen, because I hosted the tournament,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's in the EU, so like not much he could do about that. Um, and so I definitely need some more US assistance, because both the other moderators are in the UK, and I got in the same spot again. So yeah, once I've got that, I think we'll be in pretty good shape for Explode Cup 2, and besides that, we'll just have, more bandwidth to spend on things like Clip of the Week and all that. Maybe a bounty system. That could be a ton of fun. Well, I will see you guys around. Goodbye, stream. Bam.